I'm just wondering if we all need to stop using Spotify. There's a major problem happening, and the worst of it has not even happened yet. Most artists have already agreed to allow this, and they didn't even know they were agreeing to it. I am sick and tired of hearing about the legal way that these music businesses are screwing over artists. Because this change has not happened yet, I'm just wondering if we all need to stop using Spotify. I remember reading Snoop Dogg, he left Spotify. My understanding is that his prior catalog is still on Spotify, but he jumped ship. And he's like, nope, not doing this anymore. He's now with Tune.fm. Snoop Dogg has said that, for example, receiving 1 billion streams, he only received $45,000. For what you expect to receive when it comes to millions, hundreds of millions, and of course, 1 billion, it's definitely not 45,000. And it just goes into what we've talked about with there's a major problem happening, and the worst of it has not even happened yet. That's the thing with Spotify in particular and their new premium tier. We talked about this a little bit. They're going to be rolling this out, what they say, at the end of 2025. And they go, we're rolling out this deluxe premium tier. And I think that this is something that could be really, really terrible for creatives. And even me, I'm an independent artist, and I'm scared about what this means. So with this deluxe premium tier, what they're claiming is they go, well, of the perks, there's going to be better audio quality. You should be able to buy some concert tickets. And it's this whole like DIY that they're basically stealing from independent artists. Music platforms, even music distributors, are now seeing that the best way to make money is not just from streams. It's selling merch, it's selling tickets, it's selling experiences, which is the independent artist model that we teach and many others believe is the way to be. And in fact, even Universal came out at the end of last year, and as they were pitching to their investors, they're like, this is the way to do this. It's direct to fan. So anyway, with this deluxe premium tier, what we've talked about is we're like, this is no good because we have a dilution of royalties that is happening because Spotify keeps bundling things together. It's not just music now where you can do a calculation of all the music that is in the pool of royalties. And then from all the subscription fees, there is a divvying up of payments and then everyone gets paid. So what Spotify is doing now is to dilute the pool by adding in audiobooks, listening experiences, right? All this stuff that is not music. We've talked about this and we go, well, one of the biggest concerns about what's going to happen with this deluxe, and they have not provided clarity on this, is the remix and mashup function on Spotify. So what they're saying is they go, users are going to be able to remix songs on Spotify. And since now we have labels like Universal, like Warner, that are doing direct deals with Spotify, they're just going to opt in their whole catalog and be like, yeah, cool, we're game, because this is what Spotify wants to do. But the downstream effects of this and how this is actually originating is scarier, because the reality is that most of artists have already agreed to allow this to happen, and they didn't even know they were agreeing to it. I'm going to show you how this is the case by just pointing out through a few of the distributors, right? We go, in order for Spotify to do this, they have to get the music distributors who you go through to get your music on Spotify. They have to get the distributors to get the permission from you. And then, as long as Spotify has the permission, then users on the platform can just freely mix and remix. And this is where Too Lost comes into play. And we're going to talk about this here in a sec. As far as how this works, the music distributors, let me show you what I found just as an example, because what had been reported is, oh, these music distributors are going to update their terms of service so that they can have this permission. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They have already done this. There's no need to update anything. So, for example, I pulled up DistroKid, I pulled up TuneCore, and I also pulled up CD Baby. All right, so this is DistroKid in their existing terms. Nothing's been updated. This is how it's been. I think this is since 2021. So they haven't made any changes in a while. So they go, hey, you are authorizing us to use and exploit and create remixes using your music. And they're calling these derivative works. And here's the thing. You already gave this permission if you're using DistroKid. You are allowing Spotify and other stores to have users freely remix your stuff they don't need to get any further consent. And when we had first reviewed this, I was like really critical of this. And I go, look, I understand that when you go through a music distributor back in the day with iTunes, they had to create a little preview of your song. So when they go, hey, like we need to create a new version, right? We're going to cut it, we're going to chop it, we're going to do all kinds of stuff to it. Made sense. In order for the distributor to have the rights that they needed, they put in this language. At the time, it made sense. And now as I go, whoa, Spotify is saying that users can just freely remix your stuff with other users. Well, how are you going to get paid for that? How is that going to get tracked? Can it then be shared out onto social media so that in social media land, no one's going to know that it's your song? That's what happens, because people will argue and be like, no, remixing can be so great because if you get something to go viral, you can make a song really popular. There's merit. There's some truth in that. But there's also truth in that the far majority of what happens is that no one knows who the hell all the mashup songs belong to, and people aren't going to go through that extra step. So that was DistroKid. So pursuant to DistroKid, you already have given the right to your distributor to then give the right to Spotify to have your stuff remixed on Spotify. They don't need to get any further consent. If you're needing legal help, feel free to reach out to Delgado Entertainment Law, which is my firm. We offer free case evaluations with our case managers. So just meaning you don't have to make any kind of commitment. We'll just see how we can help you. Feel free to call us. You can text, you can email. We look forward to hearing from you. Then I went over to TuneCore. All right, user-generated content. You agree that TuneCore shall have the right to authorize the exploitation of your music, your covers, right to your artwork, and the user-generated content is going to be a derivative work embodying your stuff. Okay, and this includes, look at that, remixes. So yet again, we have another distributor you guys have literally already given this right to. They don't need to update their terms. They don't need to get you to assign. They don't need to get you to opt in. And for me, this is the thing that I am not even just the most worried about, but pissed off about. That there isn't going to be this clear line, and maybe they'll make the change. Maybe someone at Spotify is going to see this video, right? Tag Spotify. But maybe someone will see this and just be like, as a community, as creators, we do not want our stuff freely remixed on platforms where now there is not clarity on what's going to happen with that. Maybe you don't want to be associated with someone that your music gets remixed with. As an entertainment lawyer, a lot of what I do is negotiating these brand associations. It's a huge deal who you work with and who you are put alongside of. And so control of like your music, where it gets remixed and who's doing it, and then what happens to it after that is so important. And so as these companies are like, no, we could just make more money. Come on, let's just do it. And you're telling me that people accidentally have already given these rights to music distributors. So that then leads me over to Too Lost. I stumbled on Too Lost's website today and I went through their terms of service. I'm trying to understand as much as I can about this company. So here is an article I ran across. So AI music remix app Hook expands distribution with Too Lost. So they have a new partnership. Music distributor Too Lost is now working with Hook, which is a platform where you can do this remixing thing. Okay. The AI music creation app Hook has partnered with Too Lost. According to announcement, fans will be able to remix recordings by artists like Justin Bieber, Kodak Black. Hook says the collaboration gives fans the legal and easy ways to remix tracks while opening up new ways to earn money through the app's monetization. I am becoming pretty sick and tired of hearing about the legal way that these music businesses are screwing over artists. Here's yet another. Now, here's where my concern is with this in particular. Because they go on, and I read a press release that Too Lost had put out because they're a huge company, right? And it's also the press release recited in this article. So they go, Too Lost has distributed 7 million songs and about 150,000 new releases per month, which brings some 300,000 artists to Hook's library via the partnership. Now, I went onto this Hook platform today. It's only available on iOS, right? So I went and I downloaded and I made a song. And it's like you literally just go through and you pick 2 songs. And in fact, I have a video from Hook, right? Showing the process so you guys can see as well. Maybe this will be helpful.
Calling all music lovers, DJs, creators, anything in between. Hook is the app for you and is the ultimate playground for music expression. You can easily remix and mash up some of your favorite artists. And in this case, I'm making a mashup with Jaden Smith's Dumb and Cash Cobain's For Sure. So once you select your song or songs, you head to the next section. And this is where you can pick out the specific portion that you like to actually remix or mash up. Once you find what sounds good, then you can add any type of music filter from boom bap to country to find your specific vibe you're looking for.
The music is already in Hook. That's where I'm getting hung up here. And I go, why is the music already in Hook? And I go, okay, there's a few different ways this could potentially go, because in the article it says Hook now has this database of all of Two Lost songs. How can that be? What if me as an artist, if I'm distributing through Two Lost, I'm not cool with having my stuff on this platform? Because what he's about to tell you is he goes, hey, you can freely just remix, and now you can use AI to change it, make it, put it in a new genre, whatever, and then share it out to social media. What do you mean share it out to social media? So now my stuff is going to be remixed with someone else's song that I'd never authorized, but because I distributed through you, I gave you permission? Is that what is happening here?
In this case, I'm going to be using the speaker filter. I like the bass boost. I like how it sounds with this. And then you can actually add any specific sound effect like pitch shift, reverb, all of that right here. After that, add your visuals, post it, share it to socials, and play with music. Download Hook on iOS.
So I go back to, they go, this is so exciting. People are loving this. Hook says this technology allows users to remix songs legally, ensuring artists and rights holders are properly compensated. What do you mean they're properly compensated? I need this explained. If you're saying that someone is taking my song and remixing it with someone else's song, and then they put it on Instagram, do I get paid for that? Do I get paid for the views on Instagram? Do I get paid for the plays on TikTok? No, I do not. So, not sure that's accurate. Quote, the music industry is facing a significant challenge with unlicensed content proliferating social media platforms, particularly in short form formats, as creators are actively seeking ways to legally incorporate music into their content. Okay, so the CEO of Hook. So the biggest piece of this that needs to be clarified is, are the users, are the creators using your distributor platform given the opportunity to decide whether they want their music in Hook? Now, if you come back and you tell me, no, when they upload the music, they select a little list of all the places that their music is sent, they make the option, right? Or they select the option at that time, that's different. If someone's like, oh, look, Hook, and they select it, they distribute their music to that platform, cool. I would consider that very aware consent of what's happening. But again, what I'm reading is not that. What I'm reading is like, oh no, Hook just got access to hundreds of thousands of songs. Sounds like it was just a big blanket, hey, here's everything. So the strategic alliance between Hook and Two Lost tackles pain points, empowering rights holders to retain full control of their intellectual property while creating new revenue streams. How is that? Through user-generated content and creative remixes. According to Hook, users can earn money on the platform. Users can earn money. That doesn't say the musicians. That doesn't say you creatives can earn money based on their engagement through the Hook leaderboard, where top creators are rewarded weekly. So someone is making money off of these remixes, and it's the Hook users, not the musicians. Is that right? Hook also will earn money through labeled sponsored partnerships over time. According to Hook, users will also have the opportunity to earn a revenue share. Oh my gosh. Okay, so back to with Spotify and this remixing. Do you guys see what I'm saying? How everyone's like, no, we're legally getting the right to do this. And you see the chain of how they are legally getting the right to do this without your knowledge, without your actual permission. I'll start with this. I'm becoming familiar with Two Lost in general. Like I said, I reviewed their terms of service today. If you use this music distributor, I'm very curious. Please drop a comment down below. Have you had a great experience with them? But in general, this is kind of just building up to this kind of climax, to be honest, on these music distributors and what they're doing, because now they're running the race as tech companies. They're like, you know what? We're just moving quick. We're going to just do stuff without you guys really understanding what is happening. Your music is going to get remixed. We've discussed, obviously, your music is going to get used for our AI training, right? You opt in. And we're not even going to say that we don't understand, because that's the point of this channel. If you're not subscribed here, please subscribe here. That's literally what we do. It's just to help you to understand what's happening. But I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. Leave a comment down below if you use Two Lost. If you have a better music distributor, drop their name below as well.